Hello again, everyone. I'm here waiting for the groceries again on a Sunday. And on my way to the store, I was thinking, okay, what are we going to talk today? And it's actually something that I decided during the week. Let's talk a little bit about assessment in the world language classroom. And I wanted to talk about assessment because many of us are virtual, and many people asks how is that looking when you do assessment virtually. Kids might use external resources, let's put it that way, in order to complete their assessments, and we're not aware that that's happening. There are some schools that use programs that allow the teacher to kind of like control what the students are opening in the different tabs. But the majority of schools do not pay for that, so we have to really trust the students, or we have to open our eyes or come up with assessments that we know won't necessarily be or can be answered through external help. So this brings me to the following. In the world language classroom, we talk about summative and formative assessments. Formative and summative assessments. And we're always so concerned when it comes to the summative assessment, because we need to come up with the greatest ideas on how to make sure that the assessment is valid, that the kids are being honest, and that they are giving their best. So I was thinking, why do we do that? What is the point of having formative versus summative assessments besides the game of school, besides the game of traditional education, which is, oh yes, you must have tests, you must have quizzes, and these quizzes and these tests must be serious, and they need to be taken seriously, and you cannot use any external help. But we're talking about languages. So this is the analogy that I make. Let's imagine that we are the students and we are taking a class in mechanics, car mechanics. And in this class, the instructors teach us how to use different tools to fix things in the car. So every class we learn about a new tool, and how to use those tools. So and that's the formative, right? So during the summative assessment, the last exam of that class or the test of the week, does the instructor take all of those tools that they taught us how to use in order for us to do the summative evaluation? Because that's what we're doing in the world language classroom. We do not allow our students to use their notes. We do not allow them to use dictionary. We do not sometimes even allow questions. So it's like we're helping them with acquiring a language. We're giving them tools constantly during class, every day, every week. But when it comes to the summative assessment, we take off all the tools because they have to know it, right? And when we say they have to know it, it's like saying they had to memorize it, right? And when we say they had to memorize it, it's like saying they had to learn it. See, we're not talking about acquisition. So what is the point? In all honesty, my thoughts today are that world language classes should not distinguish between formative and summative assessments. In reality, what is the point? We're here to help our students acquire the language. We want to see them using that language and using the right tools to use that language. But the moment we put them on this summative mode, they know that they have no resources whatsoever next to them. And that creates stress, and that creates hate for learning the second language, and all those things that we know are not good for our instruction. So what do you do, Senor Ojeda? What do you do? Well, I allow them to use their tools. So when in class they take notes or they write whatever, they know that they're working on their tools that are gonna help them show me later that they can put together a message the right way. And that's also great practice for whenever they have to take an exam like AP, where they don't have many of these resources, but you have been working with them the whole year in a very relaxed way, allowing them to actually communicate, to express what they want to say. Because the moment the student doesn't have tools, they forget a word. And we're like, well, go around it. And like that happens in real life, right? Why not allow them to look for the word? Because when the student looks for a word that he or she puts in context in a meaningful situation, that's how you learn your vocabulary, not memorizing it. You learn it because you need it, that word, to convey a message. So I know that I will probably get many colleagues disagree with me on this one, and that's fine. It's a conversation. I'm not against any specific curriculum or any specific ideas. As always, I just want to invite each one of us as world language teachers to think outside of the box, to make sure that we use our cap backwards and we question ourselves on how and what we're doing things in the world language classroom. Because the more we inquire about our work, the better the students will benefit. So thank you so much for listening to me and for dealing with my accent in English. Adios.